Okay, this is my Gravely Pro Turn ZX 52-inch deck, and the problem I've been battling with this mower is blowout, which is when you're mowing, it's shooting grass clippings out the front, underneath the front of the deck. And then they end up in your face and you end up covered in grass clippings. And it's mainly an issue like with dry grass or stringy dry grass, which is what I've got I've got 3 acres and 2 of it is that. So like if you have thick green grass, it's not an issue, but when you get out into that kind of field stuff that's dusty to begin with, that's when you just take a bath in dirt. And so I'm trying to stop the blowout. So what I've done so far, I've tried the standard blade, tried gator blades, tried Molten blades. Molten blades help the most because they're the least lift. And then somebody said add the Mulch kit, so I did that and that helped. But I've still got it from, if 100 being the worst and 0 being perfect, I've got it from 100 probably down about 70. You know, it's okay, but it still could be better. And so what I'm going to try is about this, which are door sweeps. And I'm going to try cutting 2 of them to where they'll fit like right here on either side. And so that'll allow the grass to pass underneath, but hopefully won't let the particles shoot back out the front. So what I need to do, first step, is measure how big I want it to be, and so they'll fit between here and the other edge. So this one will fit right there, between there. Looks like right at 20 3/4 of an inch would be good. Let me check the other side. It might not be the same. So 20 3/4 and 18. Okay, so one side was 20 3/4. I think I'll go 20 1/2 just so I don't fight it. I'm trying to think the best way to cut this. I'm thinking with an angle grinder, a cutoff wheel. Yeah, I think that'll work good. Now I just got to figure out what height I want it at. I'd say probably just above that center anti-scalp wheel. And I'll measure down there and then replicate it over here. All right, so that's where I'm going to put one hole. And hopefully this just doesn't give me too much trouble. And that's pretty much all you'll see on the outside, is that little black screw head. So now what I'm going to do is take a piece of tape, just to be sure. I'll stick it like this. That's just to make sure I have the height of the hole the same. I think I do, but just want to be sure. Yep, all right. I did measure it, but I just wanted to double check. So let me drill this hole, then we'll get this thing positioned. Right here, this is just about the bottom of this, about this much above this. I don't know if that put a mark on it or not. I don't have any lock washers, so what I'm going to do is just put some thread locker on it. Some of that will make it through to the other side. And these are, I don't know what those nuts are called. They've got a dent in the thread, so they're kind of like the nuts kind of lock onto the thread to begin with. There we go. Let's go try it out. We'll leave this side open and this side closed and see if we see a difference. Sure hope so, because I'd hate to think that was all for nothing. So I'll be back in just a second. All right, so I got the other side put on, and I like it because it's really clean. You know, I like stuff to look neat, and it looks factory. So let me go put this camera out there and we'll do another head-on shot to see if it looks any different. Okay, I've mowed a couple more times with it, and this seems to work really good. I pretty much got rid of all the blowout. Now I mentioned that I had the mulch kit on here. One of the things I just did, and this was really made it a lot better, is originally I had not installed this baffle. There's basically one for each blade. And the only place I was getting blowout was right here. It would shoot out by this wheel. And so what I did was I went ahead and put the third baffle on there, and I cut some chunks off of it. I cut this off and I bent it out. This used to actually basically come to like right here, and this was bent in. I did that so I could still have my chute, because I like the ability to flip this open, drop the deck pressure, and also blow stuff out. Because it's kind of, you can't really see, but in between those three baffles, maybe I'll put a picture or something up there. Okay, the way those baffles are shaped, if this is the mower and this is the front up here, You have the blade on the left, blade in the center, blade on the right. They all have when you put the mulch kit in there, it has these baffles that basically create a circle around each blade. So each blade's almost like isolated. But, so between the left blade and the center blade, this is what the baffle looks like. There's a cutout on the bottom to where some of the grass and the stuff can shoot out right here. So it mulches most of it, but I would say 30% or so gets chunked over here. And then this one mulches most of it, but it's also got an opening like this one where it's open on both sides. And it'll blow some out over here. And then this one didn't have an opening, and the thought process is when you're mowing, if you think about it, you usually cheat to this side or to this side, so pretty much this is what you're mowing, and then you have a little bit over here that you don't mow because you've already mowed it, you know what I mean? You don't mow right up to the edge. So this left blade's doing a ton of work. This blade's doing a ton of work, and this blade's doing less work. So whatever this can't handle gets sent over here, what this can't handle sits over here, and then this has the capability to just pick up the leftovers. So that's why, even with the mulch kit installed, when you have a grass flap, and if you do the modification I did where you add this opening, when you open it up, you're still getting flow all the way through the deck. Now, not complete, not like you would without the baffle, but there is flow. Because you can, it's kind of hard to pick it up on camera, but you can see the wind or the turbulence change on all three of these, like on the edge of the deck. You can watch the grass, like out here, it's wiggling, you know. You open this thing and it just stops. And all the stuff, even with the baffle kit, just these little openings, these little cutouts, like scallops on the bottom, allow enough stuff to travel through and then shoot out. So that's why even with just that little gap there, it relieves a ton of pressure. And doing it this way, it actually, for what I use it for, it actually works better. Because what I use it for is like, so one, just driving down the driveway where you can just blow, you know what I mean, use it as a cheap leaf blower. But like if you want to mulch, and you're going in a circle and you're trying to push everything in the center, the fact that all that wind is getting shot out of this little thing instead of right here, this is like a freaking turbojet. I mean, so I realize this is a lot of stuff to do, you know, add a mulch kit, chop part of it off, add the chute blocker, and then add these door sweeps across the front, but this is what I had to do to get this thing to work the way I want it to work. Well, I don't know what else to say. I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. I'm happy with it. I mean, it's not perfect. I wish it was better, but I think this is as good as I can get it. And like I said, it really depends on your situation. If you've got dry, dusty grass like I have right now, I mean, I think this is as good as it gets. And one more thing I looked up just for your information. So the 52, I'll put a graphic up here, but the 52 inch has actually the slowest blade speed. I think the 48 is the fastest, or the 60. I don't know, it'll be on the screen. But that's something else that affects it, is you can just turn the throttle down a little bit. And that's, I haven't really experimented with that, but I've had the throttle a lot lower than I think I should, and it still cuts great. So, but I'm not taking a bath now in dirt. You know, I literally look like somebody had dumped me in a leaf bag and rolled me over like they're gonna fry a piece of chicken or something. So hopefully this helps. If you got any questions, put them down below. I'll answer them. Give me a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hope this helps. See ya.